Zhao Ming, this poor boy, turned out to be the son of a billionaire who had been missing for many years. The poor boy turned around and became the young master of a wealthy family, preparing to marry the first beautiful woman of the Yen capital. However, he was taken away by a mysterious man in black. When he woke up, he found himself in a strange world and possessed immortality. Zhao Ming, who was determined to return to the original world, began his journey of seeking death. So, the eerie world was stirred up by him, and the legend of the great demon king began. Chapter 1. Did I really sleep with you? You are listening at novelfull.audio. March 19th. The sun is setting in the west, and the dusk is getting darker. On a street in Kyoto. Zhao Ming walked silently forward, and after these 2 days, he finally understood his situation. Damn the mysterious black-clothed man. Zhao Ming cursed. When he woke up in a strange world, he thought he had been kidnapped, but he didn't expect to be thrown into another dimension by the mysterious person. He is no longer in his original world. The hint in his mind made him know that as long as he died, he could leave the eerie world and return to his original world. Zhao Ming's heart was filled with a burning sensation. In the original world, he was the son of a billionaire who had been separated for many years. He was preparing to go home and inherit the fortune of a billionaire, marry the first beauty of the Yendu, but he did not expect to be knocked unconscious and taken away by the damn mysterious black-clothed man. Zhao Ming caught the key point. Death can lead to a return to the original world. After 2 days of hesitation and struggle, Zhao Ming made a secret decision. For the sake of billions of dollars in wealth, for the number one beauty in Yendu, I must die. Zhao Ming took a deep breath. His mood suddenly brightened up in that moment, as if he had opened up the Ren and Du meridians. Zhao Ming. A loud shout came from the front. Zhao Ming looked up and saw 2 men blocking the middle of the road, blocking his way. Luo Xiangfa. Zhao Ming grinned as he beat up this guy 2 days ago. Looking back at the situation at that time, it was Zhao Minggang who had just been thrown into a strange world. When he woke up, for some reason, he slept candidly with a woman who was one of the beauties in school and the girl pursued by Lord Luo. Another girl burst into the room with Luo Xiangfa and saw their unbearable scene. Lord Luo rushed forward and was instead beaten up by Zhao Ming. Now Luo Xiangfa suddenly appears, probably trying to retrieve the venue. Zhao Ming recalled the situation at that time and immediately smelled a strong conspiracy and the smell of green tea. Isn't that just a scene where 2 women compete for one man? Luo Xiangfa, a high-quality man, pursues a beautiful woman named Sun Yusen, and Wang Xiaolan also likes Luo Xiangfa. So, she uses some tricks to bring the tools Zhao Ming and Sun Yusen together, and then breaks into the door with Luo Xiangfa to catch a chicken on the spot. As a result, the pure and aloof Sun Yusen becomes a promiscuous woman who doesn't pick up any points. Her beautiful image is destroyed, and Wang Xiaolan happens to take advantage of the situation and enter. What a scene! Of course, who cares about the tool man Zhao Ming? After all, in this world, he is just a cowardly and useless waste. Zhao Ming was also very angry. On the surface, it seemed that he had slept with the beautiful woman Sun Yusen, but in reality, he had not taken any advantage of it. He had not touched it, nor touched it, let alone other further actions. Instead, he had tarnished his reputation and caused trouble. Although he was not involved in this, being treated as a tool person made him very unhappy in his heart. If I don't vent my anger today, I'll write my name upside down. Luo Xiangfa glared fiercely at Zhao Ming. The man standing next to him was very tall, holding a baseball bat in his hand. It looked like a fitness expert who often exercises, very fierce. Luo Xiao, why don't you waste his legs first? The tall man smiled and licked his lips, as if saying something light and ordinary. Give me a fight. Luo Xiang let out a low growl. Okay. The tall man walked forward, raised his baseball bat, and swept towards Zhao Ming's legs. Zhao Ming neither dodged nor dodged, laughing and saying, "Brother, you have the ability to hit me in the head." Humph. The tall man sneered and suddenly pulled back his baseball bat, really hitting Zhao Ming's head. Hey, Huang, don't cause any harm to anyone." Luo Xiangfa suddenly panicked. He only wanted to teach Zhao Ming a lesson, not to cause any harm. Bang! The baseball bat hit Zhao Ming hard on the head. Blood flowed out of the wound, but soon it returned to the wound, and the wound was healing at an astonishing speed. The tall man's face changed and he stared at Zhao Ming as if he had seen a monster. "Is that all?" Zhao Ming looked disappointed. Huang was stimulated by Zhao Ming's expression and angrily said, "You're looking for death." He waved his baseball bat and hit Zhao Ming's head pound by pound. Upon seeing this scene, Luo Xiangfa's face turned pale with shock. Zhao Ming's head was smashed into a pit, then recovered, then another pit was smashed out, and then recovered a moment. Huang was panting heavily, and his eyes also showed fear. "Is this special still human? Giving you a chance is not worth it." Zhao Ming took a step forward and kicked Huang Zheng on the body. The sound of a broken bone came from Huang Zheng's nearly 200-pound body, like a shell, crashing into the wall with a loud bang, unaware of whether he was alive or dead. Luo Xiangfa was so scared that he collapsed on the ground and said in terror, "You don't come over here." Then he was arched left and right by Zhao Ming, with both sides of his face swollen into pig heads, a few teeth pulled out, and his mouth covered in blood. Zhao Ming reached out and grabbed Luo Xiangfa, as if throwing garbage into the trash can, before leaving the street. As soon as I left the intersection, I saw several people wearing student uniforms running towards me. These people were students from Nanqing High School and also classmates of Zhao Ming. "Zhao Ming, are you okay?" When they saw Zhao Ming, they clearly breathed a sigh of relief, but also felt puzzled. Zhao Ming looked at them, and one of them was Sun Yusen. At this moment, she was biting her lips, giving Zhao Ming a glance, then lowering her head, her cheeks turning red. The other woman next to her was Wang Xiaolan, who had a green tea flavor. In terms of height, Sun Yusen was similar to Wang Xiaolan, and in terms of temperament, Sun Yusen tended to be pure and aloof, while Wang Xiaolan was a bit more charming. In terms of appearance, Sun Yusen was obviously superior. Overall, each had their own strengths. They are all top-notch beauties. "I'm fine," Zhao Ming looked at Lu Dong. "I heard that Luo Xiangfa is going to trouble you, and he's coming right away. That guy must be crazy, he's actually looking for someone with the surname Huang. Huang is a fugitive wanted criminal. Not long ago, the Strange Management Bureau released a message that Huang Zheng may have been contaminated by the strange." Lu Dong said. Zhao Ming was taken aback. No wonder he had just felt that Huang Zheng was somewhat abnormal. The evil value on his head was as high as 100. After killing him, Zhao Ming unexpectedly gained 100 merits. Zhao Ming looked at these classmates, and there were no numbers of guilt values above their heads. "Zhao Ming, don't you want to take responsibility for what you did to Yusen?" Wang Xiaolan's peach blossom eyes looked at Zhao Ming with a look of questioning. "Xiaolan. Stop. Stop talking." Sun Yusen's neck turned red and she whispered. "What are you afraid of?" "I will definitely seek justice for you," said Sun Xiaolan with a righteous demeanor. Zhao Ming sneered and said, "I didn't sleep with you again. You just beg for justice, and then." He looked up at Sun Yusen and said, "Did I really sleep with you?" "Ah." Sun Yusen was startled by Zhao Ming's gaze and let out a faint sigh, with a panicked expression on her face. You. Sun Xiaolan's chest swelled with anger and her face turned red. She didn't expect that Zhao Ming would dare to say such things. "Zhao Ming, you're shameless." The several classmates next to each other stood awkwardly, afraid to speak, but their expressions were incredibly rich. Oh my god, our school's beautiful girl has been stung by a pig. My goddess, the white moonlight in my heart, impossible. Everyone's expression is different. Sun Yusin's face was flustered, her hands covering her face, and she dared not look directly at Zhao Ming. Wang Xiaolan was extremely angry, breathing rapidly, glaring angrily at Zhao Ming, almost rushing to grab his face, and the two pieces of flesh on her chest kept shaking. Zhao Ming looked disdainful. Does this little green tea still want to compete with me at this level? Seeing the expressions on these guys, Zhao Ming felt a wave of relief in his heart. Alas, I finally made up my mind to seek death, but found out that I couldn't die. It seems that I need to find other ways. At this moment, Lu Dong looked behind Zhao Ming with a frightened expression on his face. He extended his right hand and pointed ahead, his voice trembling slightly. He. Sun Yusin and Wang Xiaolan's expressions also turned to panic. Their bodies seemed to be frozen, motionless, and their eyes looked fearfully at Zhao Ming's back, while the other classmates were slowly moving back. Zhao Ming also noticed something was wrong and turned to look. Chapter 2. Brothers, come and slay me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhao Ming, I'm going to kill you. Hiss. Whoosh. A hoarse voice came, accompanied by heavy breathing, giving a suffocating feeling. Luo Xiangfa. He was also contaminated. Lu Dong held back for a while before finally saying this sentence. Run away. A few classmates behind exclaimed, turning around and running for their lives in a panic. Zhao Ming's eyes lit up and he looked at the contaminated Luo Xiang's hair, which was a strange entanglement. He then opened his hands and excitedly said, if it's a brother, come and chop me. Lu Dong looked at Zhao Ming with a puzzled expression on his face. Brother, have you been scared out of your wits? Gaga. Luo Xiangfa's eyes turned red as his gaze shifted to Sun Yusin and Wang Xiaolan, drooling at the corners of his mouth. His red eyes were tinged with greed and ferocity. It's so beautiful. It's all mine. Ah! Sun Yusin and Wang Xiaolan screamed at the same time. At this moment, Luo Xiangfa was no longer a high-quality man, but a monster with a fierce face. The two girls were frightened and their faces turned pale. Sun Yusin was trembling all over and could barely stand, but Wang Xiaolan's legs were weak, her legs spread apart, and she sat down on the ground. Their expressions of despair. Zhao Ming glanced at Wang Xiaolan's outstretched legs and raised his eyebrows. Little green tea was dressed so cool. Whoosh! Luo Xiangfa bypassed Zhao Ming and rushed towards the two girls. Zhao Ming was taken aback and said, did you make a mistake? He turned around and stood in front of the two girls. Startled, Sun Yusin looked up at Zhao Ming's back, her nervousness slightly calmed down. For some reason, at this moment, Zhao Ming became incredibly tall, as if it were a big mountain, safe and reliable. Wang Xiaolan's eyes were complex, and this little green tea didn't know what was on her mind. Their emotions underwent a subtle change at this moment. When did the timid Zhao Ming become so brave? No, it was bravery, the courage to face death. The atmosphere of death enveloped everyone, trembling and trembling. If it weren't for Zhao Ming blocking in front, they would probably have gone through inhumane torture. Luo Xiangfa, who was strangely contaminated, glared fiercely at Zhao Ming, emitting a low roar like a wild beast from his throat with a resentful expression on his face. It's you. It's you. You slept with my woman. You damn it. Your woman. Zhao Ming sneered, smelling shameless. At this moment, he could clearly see the red number on Luo Xiangfa's head. The sin value was 209. This sin value is much higher than Huang Zheng's. She's my woman now. Zhao Ming said seriously, yes, I slept with her, it's very moist. You should kill me. Come on, Stitch monster. Sun Yusin's eyes were taken aback, her body trembled slightly, and she looked at Zhao Ming's back with disbelief. This. Is it admitted? Is it? Is it? A sense of humiliation surged in her heart, and Sun Yusin's eyes turned red with tears rolling around. Luo Xiangfa made a whoosh sound at his throat, disappearing into place. When he reappeared, he was already in front of Zhao Ming. His right hand nail was long and sharp, piercing through Zhao Ming's heart. No. Sun Yusin exclaimed in surprise. Ah. Wang Xiaolan's face turned pale. It's too scary. After seeing the blood, Lu Dong's eyes darkened and he fainted to the ground. He was frightened and fainted. Zhao Ming felt a sharp pain and felt very uncomfortable. Ha, I can finally die. I want to return to the original world and enjoy happiness. I am a wealthy person with billions of dollars in wealth, and I want to marry the most beautiful woman in Yendu after a while. Zhao Ming realized something was wrong. Despite having his heart pierced, he still hadn't collapsed. Zzz. Luo Xiangfa's body was touched by Zhao Ming's blood, and his skin made a sizzling sound, emitting a large amount of green smoke. The contaminated Luo Xiangfa pulled back the arm that pierced Zhao Ming's body. His body was burned by Zhao Ming's blood, and his expression was painful. The strange creature attached to him could not bear this terrible burning and jumped out of Luo Xiangfa's head. It is a strange creature that is half human and half demon, with a body in a semi-unreal state. It is wearing a tattered set of ancient battle armor, and there is a huge crack in the neck. There are stitched marks on the abdomen, feet, and other areas, making it like a sewing monster. Ugly, ferocious, and disgusting. After the eerie creature detached from Luo Xiangfa, it glared at Zhao Ming with a ferocious gaze, while Luo Xiangfa collapsed on the ground with soft and weak breathing. Zhao Ming glanced at the two girls trembling beside him, their facial expressions full of fear but not fainting, which was much more impressive than Lu Dong's. Zhao Ming turned his head to look at the strange creature lying on the electric pole, and a line of words floated above its head. Evil value is 330. Zhao Ming furrowed his brows, his guilt value unexpectedly rising to 330, and he wore a huge red name on his head, which was very eye-catching. Zhao Ming felt a slight itching in his chest and looked down to find that the heart area pierced by a strange creature had healed. Damn the mysterious black-clothed man. Zhao Ming gritted his teeth, and even though his heart was pierced, he did not die, which exceeded Zhao Ming's expectations. Oh, why do you feel a bit rotated? Zhao Ming was slightly stunned, with a feeling of spinning around. At the same time, he also saw a headless body standing directly below. Lying trough. My head has been shaved off. Zhao Ming was startled and then chuckled, his head spinning in mid-air and the corners of his mouth grinning, clearly feeling particularly happy. I can finally die. Zhao Ming laughed crazily. Then, his head automatically flew back to the cut in his neck and recovered as if he had not been harmed. This. Zhao Ming twisted his neck, moving as usual without any influence. Sun Yusin's eyes darkened and she fainted. She was scared unconscious by Zhao Ming. The only one who was clear-headed was Wang Xiaolan. Xiaolka's face was pale, and she looked at Zhao Ming with a fearful gaze. Compared with the eerie creatures, Zhao Ming was obviously even more terrifying. An unrealistic idea emerged from her heart. Zhao Ming was not human. The eyes of the Stitch monster were one big and one small, extremely uncoordinated. It tilted its strange head and observed Zhao Ming with its big eyes. Zhao Ming said, "Giving you a chance is not worth it." When he said these words, Zhao Ming disappeared in place. His speed was fast, and he came behind the Stitch monster. Then, with both hands closed, he held the Stitch monster tightly. The piercing friction echoed, and the Stitch monster attempted to break free from Zhao Ming's constraints, but was unsuccessful. Its claws twisted strangely and pierced Zhao Ming's body at an incredible angle. Damn it, it hurts. Zhao Ming grinned, although he couldn't die, the pain wouldn't ease. Explode me. Zhao Ming's muscles wriggled and a terrifying force erupted, forcefully squeezing the stitch monster into shape before exploding into a mist and disappearing. Zhao Ming's merits and virtues have increased, and the power of his soul has also been greatly enhanced. Too weak, Zhao Ming sighed. If we can't kill him, it's just a weak chicken. My billions of wealth, my number one beauty in Yendu. Zhao Ming sighed and looked at Wang Xiaolan, who was still clear-headed. You. Don't come over. Wang Xiaolan's eyes rolled with tears as she slid down her pretty face. She was scared too much. You peed. Zhao Ming pointed to the puddle of water between Wang Xiaolan's legs. Wang Xiaolan's pale, pretty face turned red, and this pathological blush gave her a feeling of confusion. Zhao Ming laughed heartily. Probably the female classmate was so embarrassed that she could be taken out of the 3-bedroom and 1 living room. I'm leaving. Zhao Ming waved his hand and took 2 steps before stopping. He turned his head and saw that Sun Yusen had actually woken up. Sun Yusen suddenly became nervous, holding her chest tightly with both hands. I didn't sleep with you. Zhao Ming looked serious and then turned around to leave. Sun Yusen collapsed and sat on the ground. This fearful and thrilling scene will be unforgettable for the 2 young girls for a lifetime. Zhao Ming's back was fiercely engraved in their minds. A small car is parked at the entrance of the street. A man and a woman walked out of the car. The eerie aura exceeds the standard, right here. The man held a palm-sized instrument in his hand, his face serious. What a level of eerie aura. The woman's slender and round legs were wrapped in black silk, her figure was tall, and she wore a pair of golden glasses with a cold and stern expression. B.level, the man said. The 2 of them stopped and saw 3 people at a corner of the street, one of whom was lying on the ground, unaware of life, and 2 beautiful girls were looking over. Black Silk walked forward with her long legs and helped her golden glasses. She noticed that the eerie aura was dissipating, and a slightly concave wall on the right side showed signs of combat. Black Silk looked at Sun Yusen with long legs and asked, what happened here just now? Chapter 3. Immortal Body. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Lu Dong, Wang Xiaolan, and Sun Yusen were taken to the hospital. After being questioned by the staff of the Eerie Management Bureau, they left, and then someone came to comfort their emotions. Captain, we have roughly understood the situation at the scene, and the wanted criminal named Huang Zheng also died at the scene. I suspect that the B.level eerie creature first possessed Huang Zheng, and then after Huang Zheng's death, it possessed Luo Xiangfa. The man walked into the office and placed a stack of documents on the table. I have had someone retrieve the surveillance footage of that area. Suing glanced at Chen Guolong. I suspect that the one who killed the B.level eerie creature was an awakener, said Chen Guolong. Suing held the information in her hand and read it for a long time, saying, TSK, that person named Zhao Ming is still a student. Chen Guolong nodded and said, the awakener who can kill B.level eerie creatures is at least a 3rd level extraordinary. In the bragging area under our jurisdiction, there are not many wild awakeners of this level. He couldn't help but glance at Suing. This woman always exudes the charm of an imperial sister, her plump and mature body always makes people unable to take their eyes off, especially her pair of long legs wearing black silk, which can be considered top-notch. Chen Guolong dared not look too much. Although the mature imperial sister is charming, she is the least annoying presence in the bragging area. Suing held her chin in both hands and pondered for a moment before saying, there is such a powerful figure from Nanqing High School who has not been discovered. Are those people from the strange academy all useless? Chen Guolong coughed twice and said, Captain, if the district chief hears this, he will definitely give us small shoes. Suing raised her pretty eyebrows and said coldly, the funds from last month have not been allocated yet, and it has been overdue for 3 days. If I don't make my mother happy again, I will definitely blow Tang Long's head. Chen Guolong remained silent and dared not answer. In the boasting area, only Su Ying, the female tiger, dared to confront the district chief, and the district chief was too embarrassed to act. Ding! The computer is making a sound. The surveillance footage came over. Su Ying took a sip of floral tea, reached out her delicate jade hand, and clicked on the video. The surveillance from this angle can only see a part of the picture. Chen Guolong frowned. Be content, no one has been maintaining that area for a long time. It's already good to have a video. Su Ying moved her mouse. When they saw Zhao Ming's heart pierced, his head shaved off, and he hadn't died yet, the expressions on their faces were first dull, and finally shocked. This. How could this be? Chen Guolong was shocked and couldn't believe what he saw in front of him. This guy is so scary. Su Ying's full chest undulated, and her breathing was also a bit rapid. What level of awakener is he? What ability is awakened? Chen Guolong's heart pounded violently, making it difficult to calm down. Su Ying shook her head, expressing that she was not clear. This ability was beyond her comprehension, and even in the records of the Strange Management Bureau, it did not appear. Is he a demigod? Said Chen Guolong. This matter needs to be reported to the headquarters. Su Ying felt palpitations as this level of presence suddenly appeared in the boasting area, making her extremely uneasy. Su Ying summarized 2 points. Firstly, Zhao Ming has the ability to instantly kill B-level eerie creatures. Secondly, Zhao Ming is probably the legendary undead. Taking all 2 into account, Zhao Ming is dangerous. No, extremely dangerous. An ordinary student suddenly became a terrifying presence at this level. Sure enough, the group of people from the Strange Academy were useless, and they didn't even notice these things, allowing a terrifying existence to lurk in Nanqing High School. If it weren't for the appearance of B-level eerie creatures, no one would have known about his existence. Be careful when dealing with big shots at this level. Su Ying took a deep breath and said, currently, although he is extremely dangerous, he has no malicious intentions. As long as he doesn't provoke, he won't cause any trouble. Su Ying sorted out the information, then logged into the account of the Strange Management Bureau, contacted an elder named Wu Feng, and uploaded the information. After a while, Elder Wu Feng replied, got it. This is indeed a shocking thing. I will convene a meeting of elders in the upper 8th district and make a decision. Don't disturb the grass or provoke him. Su Ying withdrew from her account and then focused on looking out the window. A continuous drizzle is falling over Kyoto. Zhao Ming returned home. This is a low-rent housing community, with dense distances between buildings and high floors. Although it has been renovated, there are no elevators. Zhao Ming rented the 9th floor. The vegetable market was nearby, and Zhao Ming felt in his pocket. There were still 109 yuan left, both poor and suffering. In my memory, my parents passed away early, and Zhao Ming lived alone. Not long ago, the mysterious person who had been supporting him suddenly stopped supporting him, and Zhao Ming's life became extremely difficult. When will the bitter days come to an end, without a father or mother, and with poverty? Zhao Ming recalled that in the original world, there were still billions of wealth and the number 1 beauty in Yendu waiting for him, and he was even more determined to seek death. Boss, buy a bag of rat poison. This is a specially made rat poison, and if you take a little, you will die, the boss reminded. Zhao Ming's eyes tilted slightly. Did I say I wanted to eat it myself? The hygiene situation in affordable housing communities is not good, and there are particularly many mice. Zhao Ming walked home carrying a bag of rat poison and arrived at the doorstep. He found that the door of the neighbor's house across from him was half closed, and there were moans coming from inside. Zhao Ming remembers that the neighbor across from him was a single young woman who usually lived alone and even raised a big cat. Bitch, don't force me to take action next time. The man's irritable voice came from the neighbor's house. Bang! The door was pushed open, and a man in a suit walked out. His clothes were messy, his face was scratched with a few bloodstains, and he was holding a handful of money in his hand. "Kid, what are you looking at?" The exposed man glared at Zhao Ming and hurriedly ran downstairs. "Zhao Ming, you're just a bastard." The woman's voice came from outside the door, and she saw a young woman with a torn shirt supporting the door, roaring at her downstairs. Her large snow-white skin was exposed to the air, with scars and severe discomfort. The young woman gritted her teeth, her hair disheveled, her expression hopeless and sad, with a pitiful and delicate expression. Zhao Ming saw through the crack in the door that her room was in a mess, with the table overturned and the dishes shattered all over the ground. The marks of the fight were very obvious. "Are you okay?" Zhao Ming said. Perhaps the concern of a stranger touched her fragile nerves, and the young woman's emotions collapsed at this moment. She sat curled up on the ground, holding her head in both hands, trembling slightly, sobbing silently, tears dripping onto the ground. Zhao Ming didn't want to meddle in her affairs, but seeing her so helpless and thinking of his own difficulties, he sighed and stepped forward to help her up and send her back to the sofa inside the house. He silently cleaned up the mess inside the house for her, closed the door for her, and then returned to his own home. Zhao Ming swallowed the whole bag of rat poison and lay quietly in bed, waiting for death. Unconsciously, his eyelids gradually became heavy, and finally he closed his eyes. The next day, Zhao Ming opened his eyes. Is this returning to the original world? Soon, Zhao Ming was disappointed that the bag of rat poison could not poison him. What a special thing. You must complain to the Industry and Commerce Bureau about the boss selling counterfeit goods another day. For the next few days, Zhao Ming stayed at home and tried various ways of dying, but found none to be effective. In the end, he could only give up temporarily. He hasn't eaten for the past few days, although he can't die, he feels very uncomfortable. Helpless, I had to go downstairs and buy a fast food. After touching his pocket, there were still over 60 yuan left, and he was running out of ammunition and food. "You." "Hello." A soft voice came from behind. Zhao Ming turned his head and saw the young woman next door, who was wearing a work uniform and carrying fresh vegetables and meat. Obviously, she had arrived at the market after work. "Hello," Zhao Ming replied politely. "Yesterday's incident." "Thank you," said the young woman, hesitating for a moment and expressing her thoughts. In order to thank Zhao Ming for his last help, she planned to invite him to her home for a meal. Chapter 4. Public Enemies of the Whole School. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This. Isn't that good? Zhao Ming said, but in the end, he went to the house of the young woman next door. "Wait a moment, I'll go stir-fry a few dishes." The young woman had a smile on her face, and suddenly a man appeared in her once cold and desolate home, making it much more lively. Meow. The big cat walked over and rubbed against Zhao Ming's feet. "Drink a glass of water first." The young woman poured Zhao Ming a glass of water and then walked into the kitchen. "Thank you." Zhao Ming looked at the house, which had a layout similar to where he lived. It wasn't much furniture, but it was very clean. Speaking of which, he was also a helpless and pitiful person in this strange world, living a much more difficult life than the other party. Quickly, a crackling sound of oil came, followed by a fragrant taste of vegetables. Zhao Ming swallowed his saliva. A table full of delicious food is set on the table. During a casual conversation, Zhao Ming learned that the young woman's name was Su Yueling, who was not yet 30 years old and was at her best. She was mature and beautiful, and after graduation, she worked in a company. Through someone else's introduction, she met Huang Meng. However, after 6 months of marriage, Huang Meng's nature was exposed, not only domestic violence, but also gambling. 3 months ago, the two divorced. That day, Huang Meng came to ask Su Yueling for money because he was short of money. Su Yueling refused, so Huang Meng started beating people and took all of her money. You can call the police, Zhao Ming said. It's useless. It was released just a few days after being caught, Su Yueling smiled bitterly. I'm planning to move out in 2 days, so before moving out, I'll treat you to a meal as a token of gratitude. Ah. Zhao Ming was a bit caught off guard, but he also felt it was reasonable. After leaving Su Yueling's house, Zhao Ming returned to his room and lay in bed, pondering how to survive in the eerie world if he couldn't return to the original world. The ability of immortality is trouble. Zhao Ming never gave up on seeking death, after all, it was the only way to return to the original world. The ringing of the phone was from Lu Dong. Hello, Zhao Ming answered the phone. Zhao Ming, you haven't been to school these days. Are you sick? Lu Dong said. That's right, Zhao Ming said perfunctorily. Today, the people from the Strange Management Bureau came to the school and said they wanted to find you. This incident has spread throughout the school, and some people said you committed a crime and were targeted by the Management Bureau. Lu Dong said. Zhao Ming thought to himself that the Strange Management Bureau was probably looking for him because they had killed a B-level strange creature. However, those who said he had committed a crime are going too far. Which bastard's rumor will definitely explode his dog head if caught. If you make a mistake, it's best to hide for a while, Lu Dong said. Fart. Zhao Ming cursed, I am a good citizen, and a good citizen is me. My name is Zhao Ming. Zhao Ming suddenly remembered something and said, oh, no, have you forgotten the strange creature you encountered a few days ago? What strange creature? What strange creature? Lu Dong asked with a puzzled expression. Zhao Ming didn't speak anymore. It is estimated that Lu Dong and Sun Yusin's memories have been erased, which is one of the methods used by the Eerie Management Bureau. By the way, you have also spread the news that Sun Yusin has fallen asleep, which has caused a lot of uproar. Brother, you have become the enemy of all the boys at Nanqing High School. I advise you not to go back to school for now, preferably after the storm has passed. Lu Dong sighed, you dare to sleep, even the goddess of Nanqing High School. Brother, you are amazing. The next morning, Zhao Ming rode a second-hand and dilapidated bicycle to Nanqing High School. Sleeping trough, brother, do you really dare to come? Aren't you afraid of being beaten up? Lu Dong said in surprise when he saw Zhao Ming at the school gate. If it's my brother, let them come and kill me. Zhao Ming looked indifferent as he returned to school, mainly wanting to know what the Strange Management Bureau was looking for him for. Let me call you Big Brother, Lu Dong said with a worshipful expression. As soon as Zhao Ming entered school, dozens of hostile gazes shot at him. He glanced at him, almost all of them were boys, and to his surprise, there were also a few girls. Didn't Sun Yusin come to school? Zhao Ming asked curiously. She's sick and didn't come, Lu Dong sighed. What about Wang Xiaolan? Zhao Ming asked again. This little green tea was also cleared from the memory of that day by the Eerie Management Bureau. Now it's probably revolving around Luo Xiangfa. I don't know why, she had an argument with Luo Xiang yesterday and probably didn't come to school today, Lu Dong said. Zhao Ming was surprised that little green tea had an argument with a high-quality man. Didn't she take advantage of the situation and enter? Zhao Ming fantasized about a certain plot and chuckled on his own. At this moment, Lu Dong leaned to the right and deliberately kept a distance from Zhao Ming. Zhao Ming was feeling strange when he noticed 6 boys blocking his way ahead. They are experts in the martial arts troupe, known as the 6 Young Masters of Nanqing, Lu Dong reminded. In front of Zhao Ming, even B-level eerie creatures were scumbags, let alone minions from the martial arts troupe. Even the awakened ones were beaten to the ground and gnashed their teeth. 6 boys stared at Zhao Ming with hostile eyes, dressed in martial arts attire, neat and uniform. The students walking nearby also stopped and watched the excitement from a distance. Someone took out their phone to take photos and videos. Everyone is discussing it one after another. Is he the same Zhao Ming? Scumbags, beasts, my goddess. Beat him. I don't know who brought the head, but the voices of Zhao Ming kept coming and going, and the crowd was surging. Conquering scumbags. No, it's scumbags. Someone shouted. Lu Dong saw that the momentum was not right and dodged from a distance. He thought to himself, brother, I told you not to go back to school. If you don't listen, you will be beaten into a pig's head now. Zhao Ming frowned. 6 male students from the martial arts class neatly extended their right hands and pointed at Zhao Ming, loudly saying, we, the 6th young master of the southern city, want to seek justice for the goddess. Zhao Ming, you scumbag, suffer to death. 6 young masters from the southern city. The audience shouted in unison. Come on. Down with Zhao Ming. For a moment, the 6 male students from the martial arts class were full of momentum. Don't say we bully you, no matter when, the 6 young masters of Nanqing will attack at the same time. No matter whether the opponent is strong or weak, if you want to blame us, blame you for attacking our goddess. Don't talk nonsense, beat up Zhao Ming. A boy shouted angrily, tears streaming down his face. He ruined my youth. The 6th young master of Nanqing strode forward, his movements neat and uniform, and at the same time, he hit Zhao Ming with a powerful fist style, perfectly coordinated. Everyone is looking forward to Zhao Ming being beaten into a pig's head. Bang 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 6 consecutive sounds, like firecrackers. Zhao Ming did not fall, but the 6 young masters of Nanqing all retreated backwards, and their right faces swelled up at the same time. This. The students waving flags and shouting nearby suddenly looked dumbfounded. How could it be? The boy who shouted, "Youth destroyed," widened his eyes in disbelief. The 6 most capable players at Nanqing High School surprisingly lost. Oh, what happened just now? One of the 6 young masters in the southern city was very confused. Your face, my face. They looked at each other and noticed that their right face was swollen. They didn't pay attention just now, but now it's starting to hurt. We must have been blinded, Zhao Ming couldn't have that kind of strength. The 6 of them didn't believe in evil and took another step forward, with neat and consistent movements. They punched Zhao Ming. Pop 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 6 consecutive sounds. The 6th young master of Nanqing retreated again, and their faces on the other side also swelled up. The noisy school road suddenly quieted down. The 6 of them also looked at each other, unable to believe their own eyes. I must be dizzy, said the 6th young master of Nanqing again. The 6 people who can hit the most at Nanqing High School were also beaten into a pig's head by Zhao Ming. Not only was the 6th young master of Nanqing confused, but the students nearby who watched the excitement also showed an incredulous expression. Chapter 5. Zhenzhu Sweating Profusely. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. A classroom at Nanqing High School. Xiao Xiao, have you heard about that? A girl with acne put down her Chinese book and said with a gossipy expression. What's up? The girl sitting beside her was absent-mindedly browsing the mall, considering whether to buy suspender clothes. Although she liked them, the price was too expensive. That Zhao Ming slept with Sun Yusin and was even photographed. The chat group of the students went crazy, said the acne girl in extreme shock. Cut it. Ching Xiao Xiao sneered, just like his hanging wire. Obviously, he didn't believe it. It's true, there's a picture and a truth, said Qing Chun Pai, and then sighed, very puzzled. So Zhao Ming even chased after you before. Although he was a bit poor, he also looked good, but what I can't understand is that Sun Yusen's conditions are so good, why did he just fall in love with Zhao Ming? None of the 6 young masters in the southern city are bad. Are you true? Cheng Xiaoxiao put down her phone and looked at her acne with a puzzled expression. Let me show you some photos. Acne found several photos on her phone. After seeing the photo, Cheng Xiaoxiao felt that her values were shattered, but soon felt sour. No wonder Zhao Ming didn't give her anything during this period of time. He didn't reply to a message asking for money the day before yesterday. It turned out that he had fallen in love with Sun Yusen. After feeling that the ATM no longer belonged to him, Cheng Xiaoxiao suddenly became unhappy and sneered, Sun Yusen's eyes are higher than the sky. How could she possibly like Zhao Ming? This photo must have been taken by P. Cheng Xiaoxiao thought to herself, feeling resentful. She lost her ATM like this and was unwilling to accept it, so she dialed Zhao Ming's phone. Who? Zhao Ming's voice came. It's me, Cheng Xiaoxiao snorted angrily. Who is that? Zhao Ming, who had just beaten the 6th young master of Nanqing into a pig's head, was walking towards the classroom. Lu Dong, the 2nd and 5th son, walked out of the crowd and walked side by side with him, his ears almost touching Zhao Ming's face. It's me. Cheng Xiaoxiao became even more angry, and her tone also improved a lot. There's something wrong. Zhao Ming hung up the phone directly. Lu Dong gave him a thumbs up and said, Brother, you're amazing. That was Cheng Xiaoxiao, whom you pursued for half a year and spent nearly 100,000 yuan but couldn't find. I don't know, Zhao Ming said, but then he was stunned and asked with uncertainty, how much money did you say I spent on her? Over 100,000 yuan, Lu Dong said. A despicable thing. Zhao Ming hated iron for not turning into steel. No wonder that kind-hearted person no longer supported her. It turned out that there was a reason for the situation, and all the funding was spent on that woman. Thinking that she only had over 60 yuan now, she couldn't help but slap herself hard in the face. Lu Dong was stunned as he watched from the side and comforted, Brother, not so much, not so much. Ah, this world is not worth it. Zhao Ming looked up at the sky with emotion. I still want to ascend to the sky early, and the fallen leaves will return to their roots. Lu Dong was startled and quickly said, Brother, not so much, not so much. What did you say that woman's name is? Zhao Ming looked at Lu Dong. Cheng Xiaoxiao, Lu Dong said. You're really a ruthless person, even a poor loser like me would cheat you out of money, Zhao Ming said. Lu Dong smiled and roasted in his heart that Cheng was indeed a gold digger who ate people and didn't spit out bones, but it was no wonder that one was willing to fight and the other was willing to suffer. Before reaching the classroom, I saw a group of people from afar, including 2 of their teachers. Hello Mr. Zhao, a young man led by him greeted with a smile on his face. People from the Eerie Management Bureau. Hello, Zhao Ming said. Zhao Ming, this is Mr. He from the Kyoto Management Bureau. You're good to cooperate with him, the teacher said earnestly, holding his glasses. Ah. There's no need to be so troublesome. The young man wiped the sweat off his forehead. When he arrived here, the bragging district chief Tang specifically instructed him to be careful when dealing with him. The person in front of him was a terrifying awakener, extremely dangerous. Don't make him unhappy, try to invite him to the management bureau. Now, the teacher suddenly said something that made his heart skip a beat, and couldn't help but secretly observe Zhao Ming's expression. Seeing that the other party was not angry, I just breathed a sigh of relief. Mr. Zhao, I'm going to Nanqing High School to invite you to the management bureau. Of course, if you have any needs, I will try my best to meet them, Zhenzhu said politely. Mr. He, you are a big shot in the management bureau. You don't have to be so polite to a student. You will tolerate him badly, the teacher said seriously. This. Not at all, not at all. Zhenzhu felt uneasy in his heart. If it weren't for everyone watching, he would definitely have blocked the teacher's mouth. Then I won't disturb you. The teacher was very polite to Zhenzhu and looked at Zhao Ming with a serious expression. Zhao Ming, cooperate well with Mr. He and don't damage the image of Nanxing High School. Zhenzhu felt the weather suddenly getting hotter, and sweat kept coming out. He raised his arm to wipe the sweat off his forehead and face, and only breathed a sigh of relief when he saw the teacher walking away. Zhao Ming, please explain it to me clearly. At some point, Qing Xiaoxiao arrived here, her hands on her hips, and she roared angrily at Zhao Ming. Zhenzhu's relaxed mood immediately became tense, and he quickly signaled to his companions to pull the crazy woman away. Don't pull me. Qing Xiaoxiao was very angry, as it was about the ATM. How could she not be angry? Zhao Ming, I know those photos were taken by you to anger me. If you succeed, I am very angry. If you still want to pursue me, you must show sincerity, otherwise I will not pay attention to you again in the future. Zhao Ming frowned and looked coldly over. The colleague who was pulling Qing Xiaoxiao felt the cold gaze and couldn't help but tremble all over. He slapped Qing Xiaoxiao's face and shouted, "Shut up." Qing Xiaoxiao was stunned and looked at this ferocious colleague with a shocked expression, so scared that she dared not say a word more. Zhao. Mr. Zhao. Zhenzhu said anxiously. Let's go. Zhao Ming waved his hand and once again felt heartbroken about the disappearing 100,000 yuan, a despicable thing. Zhenzhu felt Zhao Ming's emotional changes and dared not speak. He quickly led the way to a black sedan, opened the car door, and made a gesture of invitation. The students in the distance were amazed when they saw this scene. That big shot from the management bureau seems quite polite, said a girl. He looks very scared. Didn't it mean that Zhao Ming was only brought to the attention of the management bureau after committing a crime? It seems like something is wrong now. Lu Dong, you're so familiar with Zhao Ming. Do you know what's going on? Cough cough. My brother even slept with the goddess, which is enough to shake the past and present. It is reasonable for the management bureau to ask him for his skills in picking girls. Lu Dong had a look of longing on his face. Dozens of gazes fell on Lu Dong, as if looking at a fool. You don't have to envy me. Lu Dong didn't realize it, but soon, someone kicked his butt and threw it into the street. Strange management bureau. Elder Wu, why did you come in person? Tang Long had a surprised expression on his face, but considering his master demeanor, his surprised expression narrowed down and returned to its original profound and unpredictable state. Su Ying glanced at her immediate supervisor with a smile on her face, disdainful. Hee, I haven't been to the bragging area for a while now. I miss you all very much, Wu Feng said with a smile on his face, giving off a feeling of spring breeze. Chapter 6. Black Card. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The car parked under the building of the Eerie Management Bureau. Zhao Ming got off the car and followed behind Zhenzhu. He checked the information about the strange management bureau and found that this special department had a lot of power. Perhaps they could uncover the identity of the mysterious black-clothed man from them. Damn the mysterious black-clothed man. Whenever Zhao Ming thinks of the mysterious black-clothed man who sent him to a strange world, his mood is very bad. Zhao Ming has two wishes. First, return to the original world. Secondly, identify the mysterious black-clothed man. There is currently only one way to fulfill my first wish, and that is death. Although it is unclear what the principle is, the prompt information that appears in the mind will not be incorrect. As for the second wish, he remembered a totem tattoo on the arm of the mysterious black-clothed man, with a strange metal block hanging from his waist at that time. The metal door slowly opens. The two of them walked into the building, one in front and one behind. Elder Wu and the district chief are waiting inside. A little sister in a black uniform led the way. Zhenzhu was taken aback and couldn't help but glance at Zhao Ming. Surprisingly, even the elder was also startled. Take the elevator to a spacious office. The little girl in black uniform pushed the door open, and after the two of them entered, she gently closed the door and left. In the office, the three of them looked at Zhao Ming at the same time. Zhao Ming was also observing the three of them, one of whom was in his 60s, with a smile on his face and full of energy. To the right of the old man was a young man, who stood with his hands down and looked mysterious. To the left was a mature imperial sister, with long and round legs wrapped in black silk. She had a plump figure, but a cold and charming expression, a tall and charming imperial sister. This must be Zhao Ming's virtuous nephew. Wu Feng walked forward with a face full of spring breeze. Old man, don't recognize your relatives. We don't know each other well. Zhao Ming rose in his heart and said, Old man, did you invite me here? Su Ying raised her beautiful eyebrows. Zhenzhu swallowed his saliva and thought to himself, the matchup at the boss level is about to begin. He looked expectant. Yes, Wu Feng was not angry. Zhao Ming was a bit disappointed. Originally, he wanted to stimulate the other party to take action, but this old man has good qi cultivation skills. Dear nephew, are you still used to living in Kyoto? Wu Feng seemed to have met an old acquaintance. Tang Long, Su Ying, and others looked over with a strange expression. If it weren't for their already clear understanding of the events, they would have thought they were acquaintances. It's okay, Zhao Ming said, but he was a bit poor. He suddenly realized that the old man wanted to pull him into the company. How about joining our Eerie Management Bureau? Wu Feng was very direct and didn't hesitate, stating the purpose of his trip. Sure enough. Zhao Ming thought to himself. Without waiting for Zhao Ming's reply, Wu Feng continued, the employees of the Strange Management Bureau are all paid and receive bonuses every time they complete tasks. Last month, Zhenzhu assisted colleagues from the Ministry of Public Security in clearing the strange pollution incident and received a bonus of 30,000 yuan. Zhao Ming's eyes lit up. Isn't it money that he is currently lacking? Then I squinted my eyes, the old man did his homework, investigated my background, and knew I was short of money. According to Wu Feng, this is a fixed salary plus commission model. Except for special events, you don't have to come back to clock in. It's very free. Wu Feng added again. What is the monthly salary? Zhao Ming asked. For newcomers, the monthly fixed salary is 6,000. Of course, the benefits of the Strange Management Bureau are very good. After joining us, you can check it at any time, Wu Feng smiled. Cough. Tang Long let out a dry cough. Wu Feng glanced at him. Seeing everyone's gaze, Tang Long said, Elder, you only talk about benefits, but not about risks, misleading new people. Wu Feng's eyebrows twitched. Tang Long looked at Zhao Ming and continued, the personnel mortality rate of the Eerie Management Bureau is close to 30%. Although the benefits are good and there are many bonuses, the risk is extremely high and it belongs to high-risk work. You need to think carefully. High risk. Zhao Ming's eyes lit up again. Isn't this kind of work tailored for him? He glanced at Wu Feng and saw that the old man was indeed a good person. Fear of death is a human instinct, and even super strong individuals will be afraid of death. Zhenzhu looked at Zhao Ming, feeling that the other party would definitely give up after listening to Tang District Chief's words. I promise. Zhao Ming licked his lips, feeling excited but more hopeful. Zhenzhu opened his mouth and was very surprised. Boss, shouldn't you carefully consider before making a decision? Soon. Zhao Ming registered for employment at the Strange Management Bureau, completed all the procedures, and returned to the office. Welcome nephew, become a member of the Strange Management Bureau. Wu Feng happily held Zhao Ming's hand, very enthusiastic. Colleague. Applause, scatter flowers. Elder Wu, can you advance this month's salary first? Zhao Ming asked. Everyone looked at Zhao Ming with a strange expression on their faces. A big shot with terrifying abilities who still lacks money. No problem, Wu Feng smiled. A moment. Zhao Ming's phone shows a message prompt. 6,000 yuan received. The old man is a good person. Elder, it takes 2 days to complete the production of the newcomer's ID card. Su Ying twisted her plump body and approached, exuding the charm of a mature imperial sister with a slender waist, enlarged breasts, upturned hips, and long legs. My nephew's ID card doesn't need to be remade, I have brought it over. Wu Feng took out a black metal card from a ring and handed it to Zhao Ming. Space ring. Zhao Ming was stunned for a moment, and there was such a thing in the eerie world. He took the black card from Wu Feng's hand, only to find Tang Long and Su Ying looking over in shock. Are these two guys envious of me? Zhao Ming read this information from their expressions and looked at the black card in his hand. Is there anything wrong with this identity card? This thing is actually his, Wu Feng said inexplicably. Zhao Ming put away the black card and then took out the already drawn totem tattoo from his pocket. Based on his memory, he copied the tattoo on the arm of the mysterious black-clothed man. Elder Wu, do you know this tattoo? Zhao Ming asked. Tattoos are not uncommon, and he didn't have much hope. This is. Wu Feng frowned, pondered for a moment, nodded, and then shook his head again. We are investigating a case related to the totem tattoo you painted, Su Ying suddenly said. Zhao Ming immediately looked at Su Ying. 6 days ago, a bizarre case occurred on 13th Street in the Boasting District. We saw from surveillance footage that the perpetrator had this totem tattoo on their arm. Su Ying added, and even today, the case has made progress. We have set our sights and will take action tonight. If you are interested, you can participate in this pursuit operation. Zhao Ming took a deep breath. If it were really that mysterious man in black, he would beat him into a pig's head and then ask why he was sent to this unfamiliar world. Zhao Ming has several speculations about the identity of the mysterious man in black. The first point is that the other party is an earthling. The second point is that the other person is not an earthling, but a person from a strange world. The third point is that the opponent has the ability to cross 2 realms. However, Zhao Ming is not clear about the purpose behind the mysterious black-clothed man sending him to a strange world. Damn the mysterious black-clothed man. Zhao Ming looked at Su Ying, and the mature and beautiful imperial sister was also looking at him. Okay. Chapter 7. Fury and Crown Fury. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhao Ming left the Strange Management Bureau and did not return to school. Instead, he asked Zhenzhu to send him to the affordable housing community. Boss, so you live here, Zhenzhu was shocked. The terrifying boss was so low-key. Zhao Ming got off the car, refused Zhenzhu's request to visit, and then walked home alone. He touched the black card in his pocket, and the strange bureau had 4 levels of identity cards. The first was a regular, lowest-level identity card, the second was a silver card, the third was a gold card, and the fourth was a black card. The black card in Zhao Ming's hand is the identity card of the highest level of the Strange Management Bureau. The welfare mentioned by Wu Feng is that when using a black card to consume at the Eternal Chamber of Commerce, there will be a free quota of 10 million yuan per year. In other words, as long as the amount spent at the Eternal Chamber of Commerce does not exceed 10 million yuan within a year, there is no need to pay. What is the relationship between the Strange Bureau and the Eternal Chamber of Commerce? Push open the door. There are traces of items being rummaged through at home. Did you get into a thief? Zhao Ming was taken aback and thought that on his way to the college today, he found someone following him. It was estimated that the person who secretly entered the house to search for things was the one who followed him. He is a poor loser with no valuable things at home. Which non-eye-catching guy is paying attention to him? Meow. At the windowsill, the cute and plump furry cat raised by Su Yueling was looking at Zhao Ming with a pair of jewel-like eyes. Then it jumped down, shook the fat cat's body, and walked to Zhao Ming's feet, rubbing against his feet with a look of enjoyment. Zhao Ming reached out and grabbed it, then walked out of the room and came to the door of Su Yueling's house. Meow. The fat cat had a reluctant expression on its face. As soon as I arrived at the door, I heard the sound of beating and cursing. Bitch, what's the use of you? You don't even have 1,000 yuan. I want to sell you to the black market. The man's roar came from the young woman next door's room, followed by the clanging sound of dishes hitting the ground. Zhao Ming's face darkened and he kicked the door open. Su Yueling's clothes were torn open in large pieces, and her face was also covered in scars. She was pressed onto the sofa by a tall and thin man, with a desperate expression on his face. The tall and thin man held his slippers and vigorously whipped her body. Pop pop, the sound echoed inside the room. The young woman remained silent. They still have several neighbors on this floor. After hearing the sound, they all walked out and looked at the door, but dared not come in. Hurry up, don't cause trouble. The middle-aged man pushed his wife home and slammed the door shut. Alas, it's really pitiful. The neighbor of another household was also afraid of causing trouble and returned home. The tall and thin man raised his right hand, only to find that it could not move, as if it was being held in a pair of iron pliers. Damn it, who are you? Dare to meddle in my affairs. The tall and thin man glared fiercely at Zhao Ming. Su Yueling also saw Zhao Ming with a complex expression in her eyes. She didn't want outsiders to see her unbearable situation, but she also longed for help and hoped that someone could help her drive away Huang Meng. However, as a high school student, Zhao Ming could not be Huang Meng's opponent. Zhao Ming, don't worry about me. Su Yueling bit her lips. She was grateful that Zhao Ming could take action, but also afraid that he would be hurt because of herself, which was not her intention. Want to leave? Huang Meng sneered, mind my own business, how could it be so easy to leave? As he spoke, his head flicked and he slammed into Zhao Ming's forehead. He had practiced iron head skill, and this collision would cause most people to suffer from head injuries and bleeding. Boom! Zhao Ming did not dodge, but instead greeted him head-on. Although he was not a good person, he couldn't stand this kind of bullying of weak women. When he entered the room and saw this scene, his anger was ignited, and his blood rubbed against his head. Ah! Huang Meng let out a scream, his head as if hitting an iron plate, in excruciating pain. When his left hand touched it, his head was covered in blood. He was furious and said, You're looking for death. It's you who wanted to die. Zhao Ming was furious and lifted Huang Meng, then slammed him heavily onto the floor. Click. The sound of bones breaking came. Ah! Huang Meng let out another scream, his face pale, and his gaze towards Zhao Ming was fierce and fierce. Are you having an affair with her by protecting her like this? Huang Meng gritted his teeth and his eyes were full of madness. Isn't she very happy when she's in bed? Huang Meng. Su Yueling stumbled up from the sofa, her face pale and her whole body trembling, clearly furious to the extreme. Meow. The big cat at home let out a cry, its fur exploded, and it let out a low growl from its throat. Its jewel-like eyes stared at Huang Meng, and its state was somewhat similar to that of Su Yueling. Well, a cat guarding its owner. Huh, why are you feeling guilty? Huang Meng sneered, your martial arts in bed are top-notch. You've been serving him very well, haven't you? Otherwise, how dare this brat? Bang! Before Huang Meng could finish speaking, Zhao Ming slapped him hard on the cheek, causing half of his face to turn red and swollen. Pop! Huang Meng's head had just turned left, then suddenly turned right again. The tremendous force pulled him so hard that stars appeared in his eyes, causing him to feel dizzy and his head to swell. His face on the other side also swelled up. Huang Meng was both shocked and angry, but found that he couldn't move at all. When he saw Zhao Ming's gaze, he suddenly felt a chill in his heart and his hair stood on end. He wants to kill me. Huang Meng was scared and his heart was pounding wildly. Pop. Zhao Ming slapped again. Huang Meng almost fainted, and his heart was filled with fear. Don't kill me. Huang Meng shouted loudly, his 2 teeth mixed with blood spraying out, and his voice was also blurry. Yueling. Yueling, please. Su Yueling looked at the angry Zhao Ming with a shocked expression on her face. She didn't expect that the boy in front of her could take this step for her, and a warm current surged in her cold heart. Meow. The big cat with fried fur also regained its laziness. It lay on the table, curiously looking at Zhao Ming. Let him go, said Su Yueling. Zhao Ming grabbed Huang Meng and threw him outside. His hands were covered in Huang Meng's blood and he said, I'll give you a break. Get out of here and let me run into you again. I'll break your legs first. Huang Meng ran downstairs in a rolling motion, slipping and rolling down the stairs, then propping himself up and limping away. Su Yueling's gaze was cold as she watched Huang Meng leave. The cold wind blew in the hallway, lifting her messy clothes. Meow. The big cat walked up to her, its fluffy body rubbing against her round and pure white calves. Are you okay? Zhao Ming looked at the poor woman, his gaze fixed on her torn clothes. Her snow-white skin was exposed to the air, and her figure was excellent. Her abdomen had clear lines, complemented by her delicate face. The young woman's charm made her heart race. Zhao Ming just glanced at the big cat, then shifted his gaze and landed on it. The aura emitted by the big cat earlier was unusual. This big cat is a bit strange. Zhao Ming has consulted the information of the Bureau of Strange Things and knows that in addition to eerie creatures, there are other special things in the eerie world, such as prohibited items. Su Yueling shook her head and stretched out her hand to tighten the clothes on her chest. Chapter 8. Boba. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the evening. A black sedan is parked outside the affordable housing community. Zhao Ming went downstairs and got on the car. The driver is Zhenzhu, and there are 2 people inside the car, one of whom is Su Ying and the other is Chen Guolong. Boss, your clothes look quite handsome. Zhenzhu looked at Zhao Ming with a respectful expression on his face. After getting to know each other, Zhenzhu found that Zhao Ming was easy to get along with. Although he was still cautious, he was no longer as nervous as when he first met, and occasionally made some harmless jokes. The purpose of our trip this time is Shigawu at the border of the 2 districts. In addition to our team, another team from the border area will also arrive. Su Ying looked at Zhao Ming and added to the chase, considering that the other party is an awakener, our actions are secretive. How strong is the other party? Zhao Ming looked at her long black legs. The 5th level awakener. Su Ying frowned and said, I have initially learned that the opponent has 2 abilities, super jumping power, totem beasts. The super strong jumping ability is easy to understand. But what is the ability of a totem beast? Zhao Ming looked at Su Ying, waiting for her to clarify. Our Xia Empire has a mysterious race that integrates totems, which are equivalent to the spirits of ancient soul beasts. This tribe provides totems in a mysterious way, and the more advanced the totems, the stronger the totem beasts they manifest. Su Ying said. Zhao Ming exclaimed, this ability can be understood through summoning. By imprinting the totem of the ancient soul beast on the skin and using it, the ancient soul beast will manifest and fight according to its owner's will. This is what is called a totem beast. Are there many people who possess this ancient soul beast totem? Zhao Ming asked. I'm not sure, Su Ying said, paused for a moment, as if thinking of something, to add, I shouldn't have seen many. In my years in Kyoto, I've only seen 2 awakeners who use totem beasts. The first time was 10 years ago, and the second time was this wanted criminal. They are very mysterious. Rare. Mysterious. Zhao Ming thought to himself that the mysterious black-clothed man who sent me to a strange world also possessed a totem, but judging from the information displayed in the data, the likelihood of this wanted person being a mysterious black-clothed man is extremely low. Maybe we can get useful information from him. Zhao Ming is already a bit impatient. In less than half an hour, the black sedan arrived near Shibuya. This location is at the intersection of the boasting area and the soup-making area. Zhao Ming got off the car, took a breath of fresh air, and looked at a dark alley not far away. At this moment, a group of people walked out of the alley. 1 woman and 3 men. The woman was wearing a black leather jacket, with a hot figure and a particularly plump chest with 2 lumps of flesh, which could be considered grand. When walking, she bounced back and forth, and her eyes were light blue, with a hint of mixed race. 3 men, all dressed in black suits, walked together with a black leather-clad bully, creating a unique scenery as they merged into the darkness. When Suing saw Boba, her beautiful eyebrows were noticeably raised, and her long black legs stood straight. The mature senior sister and the boss met, and their eyes met, sparking a burst of electric sparks. Zhao Ming could also hear a sizzling sound standing on one side, with a strong smell of gunpowder. 3 men in black suits stood side by side behind Boba, looking towards him with provocative eyes. TSK, 1 clip 3, can you withstand it? Suing glanced at the 3 men in black suits. My mother is like a wolf and a tiger. It's not a problem to have 3 more, but as for you. Hee, no one wants it yet, right? Boba giggled as the 2 lumps of flesh hidden under the black leather jacket trembled. Zhenzhu saw Zhao Ming with a puzzled expression on his face and explained, this woman is the captain of the soup-making area, named Chu Xiaoxiao. Zhao Ming looked at Boba and thought to himself, wherever it's small, it's already huge. Feeling Zhao Ming's gaze, Chu Xiaoxiao looked up and proudly straightened her chest. Without hesitation, she looked at the high school student in front of her with a fiery gaze. For such a beautiful little puppy, she was restless and had a burning desire to conquer him. Zhenzhu let out a dry cough and continued, those 3 men in black suits are all her husbands. The one on the left is called Xiong Yizhao, the one in the middle is called Lu Erjing, and the one on the right is called Du Sanchun. They are all quite famous awakeners. Zhao Ming looked shocked, a wife with 3 husbands. He looked at Chu Xiaoxiao's chest again, couldn't it be swollen from being rubbed? After all, there are 3 men. No wonder Suing said, 1 clip 3. TSK, this bully is really fierce, can't it be a juicer? A black silk long leg, a bully, both looking at each other displeased. Zhenzhu smiled and said, it's normal for a woman to have multiple husbands, and there are also many who have multiple wives. There are many capable people. There are so many talented people. Zhao Ming sighed, it seems that my understanding of the eerie world is still insufficient. Zhenzhu said proudly, I also have 2. Zhao Ming couldn't help but slap Zhenzhu in the face as he looked at him with a petty and successful expression. Is there anyone who marries strange creatures? Zhao Ming asked with a smile. Zhenzhu shuddered, the boss's thoughts were a bit twisted. Who is this little boy? He can't be your little boyfriend, can he? Chu Xiaoxiao looked at Zhao Ming and licked his round red lips, casting a seductive glance at him. 3 men in black suits looked at Zhao Ming with a wary expression on their faces. Captain Chu, this is Zhao Ming. He just joined the Strange Management Bureau and works in the bragging area, Zhenzhu said. Are you still a virgin? Chu Xiaoxiao's eyes were seductive. Zhao Ming felt a bit embarrassed and has yet to touch a woman's hand, failing. 1 clip 3, put away your charm. Suing warned coldly, don't trouble yourself. Haha. Chu Xiaoxiao looked at Zhao Ming in surprise, who had been maintaining a calm expression and had a general understanding in his heart. The handsome little puppy in front of him could resist her charm and was a mentally resilient person, representing a certain level of cultivation in his soul. Do the right thing, Chen Guolong said in a deep voice. Chu Xiaoxiao withdrew her wandering expression and said, we followed that guy here, but we're not sure where he's hiding. Her gaze turned to Su Ying. Su Ying nodded, closed her eyes, and a strange energy surged through her body. After a while, she opened her eyes and reached out to the ruins behind the stone ancient house, saying, the breath I traced is right there. Chu Xiaoxiao, charming and promiscuous, skilled in charm. Su Ying, beautiful and cold, skilled in tracking. Zhao Ming glanced at two women with completely different styles. The other party is a 5th-level awakener with strong abilities, and we are not sure if they have any other helpers. We must be careful, Chu Xiaowen said. Wife, we will protect you, the 3 men in black suits said in unison. Hate. Chu Xiaoxiao was moved, her voice tender, slightly excited and panting. There's only one person, Zhao Ming said, looking towards the direction of the ruins. A red light was shaking, without any other color. Due to being able to see the sin value, Zhao Ming can see the color on someone's head from a distance. How do you know? Chu Xiaoxiao looked surprised and didn't forget to cast a seductive glance at Zhao Ming. She became increasingly interested in handsome high school students. I saw it, Zhao Ming said, strode towards the ruins. A few people followed up together. But after entering the ruins, no trace of the wanted criminal was found. No one. Zhenzhu frowned. Su Ying also frowned. She could clearly sense the other person's breath here, but after entering the ruins, she couldn't track them. He has a forbidden object with a hidden aura, Chu Xiaoxiao said alertly. What should we do? Everyone glanced at each other and felt very tricky. Is it just a trap? The fog created by the other party makes us mistakenly believe that he is hiding near here, Zhenzhu explained. Su Ying had a brief doubt about her ability. Everyone was at a loss. After tracking for over 40 hours, we finally found the other person's whereabouts. Through careful arrangement and locking in their position. Only to find out that it was just a fog bomb placed by the other party. Just as everyone was feeling anxious, they found Zhao Ming walking towards a patch of grass. Zhao Ming glanced at them and said, "Are you ready? Don't let him escape." Su Ying's spirit shook and she whispered, "Prepare. Zhenzhu and Chen Guolong are about to enter combat mode." Chu Xiaoxiao had a puzzled expression on her face. How could her proud long legs believe in the little milk dog so much? Seeing the people in the boasting area moving, she didn't want to fall behind and signaled for 3 black suits to surround her. Zhao Ming reached into the grass and grabbed a corner of the iron plate hidden inside the grass, then forcefully lifted it up. Whoosh! A figure rushed out from under the iron plate, like a frightened rabbit, with extremely fast speed. Super strong jumping ability. Zhao Ming felt a pain in his chest and looked down. A short blade had already been inserted into his heart. He reached out and grabbed the handle, pulling it out. The wound healed at a speed visible to his eyes. Chapter 9. They. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhao Ming threw the short blade onto the ground, and as he turned his hair, Chu Xiaoxiao looked at him in shock. At this moment, Su Ying blocked the figure and engaged in a fight, with the sound of explosions coming from the air. Boba, don't look, let's do it. Zhao Ming reminded. Chu Xiaoxiao withdrew her shocked expression, cast a seductive glance, and surrounded Su Ying and others, blocking the figure in the center. Her heart was still shocked. How did he do it? Zhao Ming walked aside. He was only here to visit this pursuit operation and was not the main actor. However, as long as it was related to the mysterious black-clothed man, he would not let it go. Well, that's the same thing. Damn mysterious black-clothed man. The figure was dressed in a black robe, revealing a lewd face. It looked like a middle-aged man in his 40s, and a piece of metal was hanging around his waist. When Zhao Ming saw the metal block, his pupils suddenly contracted. The damn mysterious black-clothed man also has the same metal block on his body. If it weren't for his different faces, Zhao Ming would almost think that the sleazy middle-aged man in front of him was the damn mysterious man in black. Oh, this family's face is different from that of a wanted criminal. Zhenzhu exclaimed loudly. There's nothing wrong with the breath, Suing said. Bang! The sleazy middle-aged man suddenly jumped up, kicked on Zhenzhu's body, and then sprinted towards the southeast. His speed was very fast, and he was truly an awakener with super jumping ability. Not good. Su Ying's face darkened as she chased southeast. Oh, where's Zhao Ming? Chen Guolong noticed that Zhao Ming, who had just been watching a play, had disappeared in place. After the sleazy middle-aged man escaped the siege, he felt very happy. The super jumping ability is truly a life-saving stunt. Huh, if you want to catch me, dream about it. The sleazy middle-aged man laughed heartily, but soon his smile froze and his body suddenly stopped, vigilantly looking at Zhao Ming ahead. Zhao Ming's body was wrapped in a layer of red blood gas, looking like a burning flame. Zhao Ming looked at the head of the sleazy middle-aged man, a red light shining on it, displaying a guilt value of 430, higher than the B-level eerie creature he had killed last time. Obviously, sin value does not distinguish between eerie creatures or humans, and anyone who has done evil will have sin value on their body. Well, a damn person. When the sleazy middle-aged man saw Zhao Ming's powerful blood, his face suddenly changed and he said, I can't believe it. It's so fast. Zhao Ming's body moved and a deep pit was immediately stepped on under his feet. Bang! The sleazy middle-aged man instinctively felt danger and retreated at the fastest speed. But he had a tremendous force pressing down on his head, slapping him to the ground. Shit! The sleazy middle-aged man spat out a mouthful of blood, looked at Zhao Ming with fear, and then laughed heartily. I know now, no wonder you have the aura of a tomb guardian on your body. In the power struggle that occurs once every 10 years, you are the person who disappeared for 10 years. They all say you are useless. Huh, are those who don't have eyes blind? Does a waste have such strength? Zhao Ming frowned and slapped the middle-aged man in the face, saying, your brain is not functioning properly. When I ask you a question, it's best to answer honestly. What's wrong with the totem on your body? Oh, no, he has two abilities, isn't he? He used super bounce, but the totem beast hasn't appeared yet. Zhao Ming looked at the middle-aged man's arm and found that the totem on his arm had disappeared, while there was no scent of totem beasts around him. What's going on? Did his totem beast go to block Suing and the others? Perhaps knowing Zhao Ming's identity, the middle-aged man became much more honest and didn't struggle anymore. He lay relaxed on the ground, and even Fan Jing couldn't escape. I'm curious why the totem on your body disappeared. The middle-aged man looked at Zhao Ming and said something that Zhao Ming couldn't understand. Pop. The middle-aged man was slapped again. Zhao Ming found that he was becoming more and more fond of slapping others, which felt very satisfying. I have a fart totem on my body, Zhao Ming said angrily, looking at the metal block around the middle-aged man's waist, and then reached out to pull it off. The metal block was frozen, and then a strange energy surged, causing Zhao Ming to resonate as if the item had originally belonged to him. Zhao Ming looked at the middle-aged man, only to find that his appearance had changed. He had transformed from a middle-aged man to a young man, who was thin in appearance and had a cold temperament. Zhao Ming was taken aback and suddenly understood that this metal block was a forbidden object with the ability to change faces. No wonder Zhenzhu would say that he is not a wanted criminal, it turns out he has changed his appearance. But Suing can track his aura. Although the wanted criminal can change his appearance, he cannot change his aura. Therefore, The cold young man in front of him is the wanted criminal. Zhao Ming began to envy Su Ying's ability. This guy, even when he killed someone, used a different appearance, right? Zhao Ming collected the metal block and looked coldly at the young man with a gloomy temperament, saying, "Is this kind of metal block unique?" The damn mysterious black-clothed man also possessed the same metal block. The appearance he saw at the time was probably not his true appearance, and the guy in front of him clearly did not have the ability to cross two realms. Therefore, Zhao Ming judged that this metal block was not the only forbidden object. Hee. The young man smiled coldly. Pop. Zhao Ming gave him another slap in the face. "You're laughing your butt." Zhao Ming felt relieved again. This is a forbidden item for the tomb keeper. I just followed the instructions of my superiors and brought him to Kyoto. As for whether it was the only one, I'm not sure. The young man was slapped and obedient. "Are you from the Zhenzhu tribe?" Zhao Ming was somewhat disappointed and then asked another question he was concerned about. "No," the young man replied. But another slap greeted him. How could people who are not members of the Zhenzhu tribe have ancient soul beast totems? Zhao Ming obviously believed more in Su Ying, feeling that the young man had lied. The youth remained silent. No matter how Zhao Ming beat him, the young man remained silent. The totem on the young man's arm reappeared, but it appeared extremely unreal and eventually disappeared. Zhao Ming looked at the young man on the brink of death, sitting cross-legged on one side of the rock, waiting for Su Ying and the others to arrive. In the mouth of the youth, he received several important messages. Firstly, the youth clearly knew me. Otherwise, they wouldn't have said, "They all say you're a waste." Who exactly are the "they" in his mouth? Secondly, I disappeared for 10 years. This information is a bit surreal and cannot be confirmed as true. I was brought to a strange world by a damn mysterious black-clothed man. Zhao Ming cursed in his heart. Thirdly, there is a 10-year power struggle among tomb guardians. This is a very vague message. Fourth. I once had a totem on me, but it disappeared. The youth said this sentence, but it may be to mislead him, because the Zhenzhu tribe is a mysterious race in a strange world, and he is an authentic earthling, with no intersection between the two. Footprints can be heard in the distance. Su Ying, Chu Xiaoxiao, and others arrived. Did you subdue him? Chu Xiaoxiao looked at Zhao Ming with a shocked expression, and the two grand regiments in front of him trembled slightly. We were blocked by totem beasts, Zhenzhu explained to the boss the reason for the delay. I'll leave this person to you, Zhao Ming looked at Su Ying. Okay. Su Ying took a deep breath and walked up to the young man with his long legs, looking down at him from a high position. He doesn't look right, but his breath is correct. He changed his face, Zhao Ming explained. Chu Xiaoxiao looked at the young man being grabbed by Su Ying and raised his eyebrows, obviously unwilling. However, the person was caught by Zhao Ming, and the members of Zhao Ming's boasting area didn't say anything even if they didn't want to. This credit is due to Su Ying's team taking the lead. Having such a powerful subordinate makes Chu Xiaoxiao envious. If he could think of it, his heart would be hot, his face would be rosy, and his alluring ability would automatically trigger. When he looked at Zhao Ming, his eyes would also be shrouded in mist, charming and charming. What a powerful female fairy. 3 men in black suits looked at Zhao Ming again with vigilance, and 2 words popped out of their hearts. The enemy. They will find you. The young man said to Zhao Ming when he was taken away. Pop. The young man was knocked unconscious by Zhao Ming. Su Ying glanced at Zhao Ming and didn't say anything. The mature imperial sister's aloof expression remained the same, but there was a hint of inexplicable emotion in her eyes, which was well hidden. Chapter 10. You're not having an affair, are you? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhao Ming, Wang Xiaolan has contacted me and asked for you by name. And that southern city 6th young master, after being beaten to a pig's head by you, invited their master back. Do you know who their master is? A guest of the Kyoto clan, he is an awakener. Brother, you are in trouble. At the gate of Nanqing High School, Lu Dong saw Zhao Ming riding a dilapidated second-hand bicycle and chattered incessantly. In ordinary eyes, the awakened one is a transcendent existence. Zhao Ming did not take the sixth prince of Nanqing and their master to heart, but it was Wang Xiaolan's request to find him that surprised him. What is little green tea asking me for? I didn't sleep with her. Zhao Ming was puzzled that he didn't have a good impression of small green tea. Here's your breakfast. Lu Dong handed a bag in his hand, which contained a cup of soybean milk, a deep-fried dough sticks and 2 pieces of bread. Thank you. Zhao Ming took a sip of soybean milk. It was thick and slightly sweet. Deep-fried dough sticks were also crisp. The bread was a bit sour. I wonder if it was overnight. Zhao Ming glanced at her Wuzi and wondered if this guy was intentionally pranking me. Although I had advanced a month's salary to the Strange Management Bureau, after paying the rent, utilities, and other expenses, I only had around 200 yuan left, and my life returned to its starting point. I had 3 months of unpaid rent and utilities, and I still owe the landlord. When will these difficult days come to an end? Poor high school students. Zhao Ming's idea of returning to the original world has become even stronger. I only hope to die. Boom. There was a thunderous sound in the sky. Rainwater splashes down. Zhao Ming parked his old second-hand bike, took out an umbrella, and returned to the classroom with Lu Dong. 2 people walking on the school road. Lu Dong chattered in his ear, while Zhao Ming remained silent. Looking back on last night, the metal block he was holding disappeared and unexpectedly appeared in his mind. The metal block seems to have taken over. Zhao Ming asked Suing that some extremely special forbidden items can recognize the owner. Suing mentioned that such special prohibited items are not common, and even the archives of the Strange Management Bureau are difficult to find. The information displayed on the materials is only a few words. Of course, perhaps her level of authority is not enough to see more information. Zhao Ming remembered that the young man who was arrested by him last night had said that this prohibited item was brought to Kyoto by his superiors. Zhao Ming summarized 2 points. The first point is that the youth wanted to bring forbidden items to someone, but I intercepted them halfway through. The second point is that this forbidden item was given to me, on the grounds that the young man had violently resisted when he was arrested, but after recognizing me, he gave up resisting and threatened that someone would come to me. The third point. The conditions for recognizing the owner of this prohibited item are extremely special, and he happens to meet the conditions. Zhao Ming mobilized his mental energy, looked inside the metal block in his mind, and saw 6 bright spots, one of which was himself, while the other 5 bright spots were distributed in different positions, very far away from him. 3 of them were moving, and the other 2 were in a stationary state. Obviously, the other 5 highlights are not within the metropolitan area of Beijing. Is this a special induction between forbidden objects? Zhao Ming stared at those mysterious highlights. Zhao Ming's guess is not wrong. The metal block is not unique, but there are 6 pieces. The mysterious black-clothed man who sent him to the eerie world also had 1 piece. One of the 5 highlights is probably the damn mysterious man in black. Zhao Ming was both angry and resentful, and his anger towards the mysterious black-clothed man grew stronger and stronger. Smiling, your licking dog is here. In the hallway of the teaching building, 2 girls, one tall and one short, just walked out of the classroom. Humph, don't worry about him. Cheng Xiao smiled arrogantly and raised his head. You were very angry yesterday, weren't you? The girl said curiously. I suddenly understood. Cheng Xiao felt a little proud. Zhao Ming actually wanted to anger me, but I didn't do as he wished. If he didn't have me in his heart, how could he possibly be angry with me? If I ignored him for a few days, he would kneel down and beg for my forgiveness. I had a tight grasp on his personality. Smiling, "You're really amazing," the girl said with an admiring expression on her face. "Look, he's here." Zhao Ming and Lu Dong are walking towards them. Cheng Xiaoxiao chuckled, feeling somewhat disappointed. In just one day, he can't help it. The pride in his eyes couldn't be concealed. The girl said, "Licking a dog is licking a dog." Cheng Xiaoxiao stood in the middle of the road, pretending not to look at Zhao Ming, arrogantly holding his head high, waiting for Zhao Ming to kneel and beg for forgiveness. The girl also looked excited and looking forward to watching the play. Not only her, but also the expressions of the others in the hallway. Zhao Ming didn't seem to see Cheng Xiaoxiao, walked past them and walked straight into the classroom. The pride in Cheng Xiaoxiao's eyes slowly faded away, and her proud face froze. She was unwilling and turned to follow the classroom, sitting in the seat in front of Zhao Ming, deliberately making a loud noise to attract Zhao Ming's attention. More than 10 people in the classroom looked at each other, and the entrance was also crowded with people. Some even took out their phones to record videos. "They are waiting to eat melons." Zhao Ming looked up and saw that he was walking for over 100,000 yuan, with a slight change in his expression. Cheng Xiaoxiao has a pleading expression on her face. "Are you here to repay the money?" Zhao Ming looked forward to it and couldn't help but ask. He, a poor high school student, was the one who needed the most money. Cheng Xiaoxiao's expression stiffened once again. "I spent over 100,000 yuan on you," Zhao Ming reminded. "Well, it's not him, it's the original flower, but as the heir, he should have the right to get some back." The nearby students who were watching the excitement opened their mouths and looked incredulous. A hint of panic flashed in Cheng Xiaoxiao's eyes. She didn't want others to know about this. She wanted to maintain her image as a lady. Seeing that Zhao Ming didn't seem like a joke, she was shocked and walked out in a panic. "Why are you making such a big fuss if you don't repay the money?" Zhao Ming said. Cheng Xiaoxiao stumbled and almost ran into the street without looking back. "Over 100,000 yuan. Can't it be true, right? I didn't expect Cheng Xiaoxiao to be so shameless. I thought she was a pure-hearted girl, but she turned out to be a gold-swallowing beast." Upon hearing these discussions, Cheng Xiaoxiao felt ashamed and wished to find a crack in the ground to crawl in, his face turning pale. The girl who was with her also kept away, looking unfamiliar to us. Zhao Ming was somewhat disappointed. When he turned around, he found a woman sitting next to him, and his face happened to touch the other person's chest, soft and soft. The woman seemed frightened and took a step back, looking soft and weak. Wang Xiaolan. Zhao Ming was surprised. When did this little green tea come? Lu Dong was frowning and making eyes on the side, with a look of schadenfreude on his face. "Zhao Ming, I want to talk to you alone." Wang Xiaolan's voice was soft and sticky, giving off a gentle and girlish feeling. "No time," Zhao Ming refused. I. Wang Xiaolan bit her lips as if she had made a great decision, saying, "If that's the case, I'll tell the school about the strange thing that happened that day." Her tone had a threatening tone, as if saying, "Young man, you don't want others to know those secrets, do you?" Zhao Ming's eyes flashed with surprise as he looked at Wang Xiaolan and then at Lu Dong. "What's weird?" Lu Dong looked puzzled. Thoughts rolled in Zhao Ming's mind. His first thought was that the memory of the Eerie Management Bureau was not cleared properly, and he was derelict of duty. Then, he thought again, could it be Lu Dong, this young man, who was lying, but judging from his expression, it didn't seem like it. "Okay, where can we talk?" Zhao Ming readily agreed. Lu Dong opened his mouth and his expression was very precise, saying, "You don't have a leg, do you?"